Hey Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. My apologies for missing last week. However, I'm feeling much better, so ready to rock it out with you today. I did a chunk of readings last night, and you guys are the last bunch. I'm hoping to get them all done today, depending on my family schedule here. The kids are in full force, so we'll see what today brings, Taurus, and we'll go from there. Getting right into it, the first card to jump out is the Five of Swords. I didn't mention, this is actually a new deck for me. This is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. It's more of an intuitive read, and so starting yesterday, I was using this deck quite a bit. So just still getting used to the energies in it, and this one came out quite a few times yesterday. So if you, and this one as well in one of the readings, if the titles from yesterday, who did I do yesterday? Aries, Cancer, Sag, and Aqua. Oh, I also did Virgo as well. If any of those signs or any of the titles on those videos appeal to you, please give them a watch. But we'll see how yours turns out. Just feeling inclined to say that right now. Five of Swords. Let's get some more cards out before I prattle on. But generally, this is a card of a relationship that has gone cold. Okay, so I won't say any more though till we get more cards out. Yeah. I feel like we just need a couple more here. I'm feeling a lot more youthful energy coming out of these two cards than I am here. This always reminds me of a card where it's like someone's spouse is watching you, is how it feels, or watching a situation in any event. I shouldn't even say spouse. This could also be an ex-spouse. Okay. Okay. I'm going to explain this because it's what's popping in my head, and I should know by now that if it pops in my head, I should probably say it out loud so I don't kick myself later for not saying it. But basically, I've been watching this series that someone had recommended. What's it called now? Younger. Is it Younger? I think it's called Younger. If it's not, I'll put an addendum in the comments there later, or the description box, sorry. But it reminds me of this situation, where this husband and wife had split up. He doesn't, he still loves her, but he certainly wouldn't engage with her again. She broke his heart, sort of thing, okay? And she wants to get back together with him, and she's trying her best to do that. And this is the energy that I'm kind of getting here with this younger energy coming in beside it, because he is interested in someone who is actually pretending to be younger. She's actually not, but I am getting younger energy from this, or just, if not like physically younger, pardon me, I guess these, then just kind of more vivacious and just kind of like, high energy. I feel like this is you, someone that can kind of walk into a room, Taurus, and really draw attention. Kind of like a moth to a flame. Do you know what I mean? This is the energy that I'm getting from you, and this person seeing you in kind of this innocent, interesting way. It's starting out a little bit rocky today, Taurus, and it could be just because you're my first reading today, and sometimes it takes me a while to, interesting that jump there, to kind of tap into things. I'm not going to take these because they didn't flip up. I don't feel inclined to take those. So bear with me. I know we're at the 4-minute mark and some of you aren't going to hang in till then, but for those of you that are, I promise it'll be worth it. Yeah, it's interesting. Some of these energies came up yesterday too. I don't know if this is a collective thing or what. All right, this is what I'm getting so far. With Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. I'm getting this feeling that there is a relationship for this person external to you, okay? I'm getting like a masculine energy. There's an ending to this relationship here, okay? But their ex-spouse is still very much wanting to be invested in that relationship, okay? And they're watching you. And they may be the type of person that kind of hides behind this mask of innocence or I come in peace sort of thing, but in actual fact, they're not impressed with you at all. Yeah, or they're not, I shouldn't even say with you, it's not a personal thing, it's just the scenario, because I think they feel that you have this person's heart, okay? You have this person's heart, and they no longer do, okay? Again, I feel like this is your energy in the top row here. I think that you're a curious person. There's an innocence to you. There's a playfulness about you. But then there's also this other side of you that you show that is just like magnetic. You're so magnetic. I always get eccentricity with this card, but not like in your face. It's almost like an elegant eccentricity, if that makes any sense at all. I'm just going to show you this card so you can see, right? This person here, this masculine energy is very drawn to these aspects of you, okay? With the Queen of Cups here, I feel like this row is focusing more on this person and kind of their dynamics, whereas this row is focusing more on you and things that you've been through. There's something here. I think this person is almost a dream come true for you or a wish come true for you, connecting with this person is, okay? The Queen of Cups is your energy. I think, you know, as far as you see yourself or your innermost self, like this is what you may show the world. This is how the world might see you, and this person certainly sees you. But this is how you feel inside. You feel like this Queen of Cups energy, okay? So you're incredibly intuitive. Again, yesterday I was saying, you know, in this card, I always get almost to a fault if you're not careful and don't set proper boundaries. Although in this reading, I don't feel like you've got issues with boundaries. I don't. I think that you're incredibly empathic, but you know when to pull back and kind of keep people at a distance. So, you know, you can get in tune with them, but you don't take on, you know, their energies and that sort of thing. I think you're, I'm feeling like almost like you might have a moon in water, so a moon in Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Because it's kind of like the hidden aspects of yourself where you're kind of quiet, you're introspective, and you're most at home with this. Like when you're by yourself, you're a bit introverted and stuff. This is where you feel most like yourself. This isn't what you would show the external world, these parts of yourself. That's what I'm getting, okay? There was a tower moment somewhere along here. I'm getting that you heard something or you found something out, okay? I don't know how yet, and maybe we'll get to that, and maybe it's not important to know that, but you see in this tower card here how the foundation is there, right? So this is you. You're part of that foundation. So you're intact and everything, but something that you've been hanging on to very tightly is coming apart at the seams, and it's like a self-implosion, okay? So I don't know if this was something where there was a part of yourself that kind of had to die so that you could begin again is kind of the message that I'm getting here, but it's something that no matter how hard you try to stop it or delay it or what have you, you were not going to be able to, because this was bound to happen sooner or later sort of thing. With the Eight of Wands here, this is a new card for me. I'm just going to sit with it for just a minute here, Taurus. I haven't seen this one yet. I never did a review of the deck before I started using it. I was so excited, I just threw it right out and started reading. I get this feeling of being taken away by something. I think this person makes you feel taken away. Do you know what I mean? Like your feet aren't on the ground and you're not scared. Like it's a very stable feeling despite not being very grounded. It's very whimsical. It almost lets you, how do I say this? Like, because when I compare these two energies here, it's almost like this person or being with this person or around this person or finding this information out about this person makes you feel light. It makes you feel, it's just different. It's really hard to explain. It's just different from these energies in the top, certainly, but this here, right? I think you can appreciate that. There's a big difference between being kind of muddled in your emotions and kind of sitting in that energy, sitting in that watery energy, versus up in the air where it's free and light and there's no worry about crashing or not being on the ground because you're really well supported, right? Really well supported there, okay? With the Four of Wands on the bottom, it's almost like, or sorry, the Four of Swords, I think it was. We'll see if that card jumps out again, but it's almost like there was a period of rest, or even more than that, I feel like it was a period of separation from this person, whatever this was. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what else comes out here. Taurus, what have you got here? What else have we got here, Taurus? Sorry if you can hear loud voices. I'm in the furthest part of the house away from all the action upstairs. Sound still seems to be able to travel. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's my life. So if that really disturbs you, probably not the channel for you. That's for sure. For sure. Now all of a sudden everything's gone quiet. I don't know if that happened in this situation where things were kind of rocking and rolling and there was some silence or some separation. Queen of Swords. This is somebody looking. Who's this? Who or what is this Queen of Swords looking at? You know, it's so interesting because I want to say, was it the Virgo reading that got very similar cards? Again, if you look back to yesterday, if you go to the Virgo playlist, you'll be able to see the title from yesterday. I'm wondering if it's going to resonate with you as well. I'm sure it was that one. A lot of these cards, these same cards came out. You could have some Virgo in your chart or be dealing with a Virgo. Just hold for a minute. Seven of Swords. That came out yesterday too. Yeah. So the Queen of Swords is very interested. She's looking over here at the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is really, I get a feeling it's somebody that holds on to heart and home very deeply. They're very guarded. This is someone who's a very private person. This is somebody who they take a great deal of pride in their home. They're very protective of their home. They don't let just anyone into their home, okay? There's someone that it's like, that's the boundary that they draw. It's like the outside world that I function and live in is entirely separate from my home life. And this Queen of Swords is looking over at this very curiously, and it almost feels like this energy of like, what's going on over there? I feel like this is your energy where you're looking over at this other person here and wondering what the heck's going on and wanting to know more about this person. I do feel like it relates to matters of the home. So I'm wondering, you know, if these two have gone their separate ways and you're looking over and trying to figure out what the story is the impression that I'm getting, okay? Let's see what else comes out here. I just heard dreams really do come true. Huh. We've got Temperance, Five of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. Okay, yeah. This situation has required a lot of patience. A lot of patience. This has been a good thing though. Like with this Temperance card here, this is something that was needed. This was something that was required. This is something that had to happen. And I'm hearing too that it was closely, how do I say this? Almost like protected by spirit. Like you see these two birds here. This is almost like, to me, some divine intervention happening where two people who are absolutely kind of meant to be sort of thing needed to come together, but in the correct time. It had to be done a certain way. It had to be very carefully handled. Because if it wasn't, the outcome would not be what it is going to be in the future or potentially very soon, okay, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, there was this period, I think, where, and again, I'm feeling like this is your energy, where you feel that you lost a lot. You feel that, and I'm wondering if it was this person, if you had a connection with them of some sort, it feels like the time and energy that you spent with them, where beautiful things kind of blossomed and bloomed. And, it could be even just a friendship, where the two of you connected and you just got along really super well. And at some point, this was lost, okay? And I think you've been distracted by that for a very long time because you're really looking over at this without even realizing here, right in your hand, is that this tree branch still contains new petals. And again, I'm getting this energy here of this had to go, this had to end in order for this new beginning to occur. Okay, so it's almost like a foundation has been laid here, but there's more to come. And that's what this Temperance card is all about, is waiting for that. Okay, and so I feel like if you haven't already, it's time to look away at everything that you've lost and just start focusing on the things that could potentially have been gained by taking potentially some time apart or having this tower moment with this person or hearing about this tower moment that involves this person here. Okay, the Knight of Cups here, this is a really interesting one. I just heard the song Killing Me Softly. Is it Erica Badu or Lauryn Hill? I think it's Lauryn Hill, actually. That song might have some significance for you. But it's, again, similar energy to this Temperance card where time out was needed for you to almost take care of your own heart, to maybe do some healing with respect to matters of the heart, to really spend time alone is what I'm getting, and really invest in yourself, okay, in matters of the heart, in matters of love and stuff like that, okay. And Page of Pentacles here, again, is this very innocent energy. It's an energy where something has been very well taken care of. It's been nurtured. It's been loved. And I feel like this is you. I feel like this is Spirit saying you, for whatever reason, weren't connected to this person during this time because you needed to take care of yourself, self-love. You needed to increase self-confidence. You needed to see the bigger picture, I'm hearing. And you needed to also learn about letting things go. Letting things go and trusting in divine timing is what I'm also hearing. Okay, so it's interesting. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles on the bottom, all about new beginnings, right? And stable new beginnings. This is something that has some weight to it. Like, it's not kind of airy-fairy energy. It's really, it's something that starts from the roots and grows itself up, which, again, there's been multiple references to that throughout here. So it's almost like we've gone from this energy shift about, the background of this person and seeing how they view you, to whatever is going on down here, kind of a more like confirmation, if anything, about what's been happening. And then this has been the reason for all of this happening, what Spirit wants you to focus on, what Spirit's been asking you to focus on. Okay, let's see, what else we get out here? King of Cups. Yeah, finally we get this person in here. So I do love this card. And isn't it interesting? We've got another match. Again, this came up yesterday. Gosh, I wish I could remember which reading it was. Again, I always think if you're drawn to a title, you should probably watch it because that really holds the energy even more than the sun sign, okay? Even more than that. I think the title is so important, especially when we're doing intuitive reads, right? So here we are. Here's your match. We've got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups showing up in the reading. It's interesting because I was waiting to see if their energy would show up, because it wasn't super strong over here, okay? So in any event, we've got a match here. The King of Cups is somebody who could be a water sign. They could be like Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Or I really do prefer to lean into the energy that this person holds, right? Versus like a sun sign or moon or Venus, whatever. This is someone who can go deep, okay? I think sometimes too deep. This is someone that can kind of get lost in melancholy I'm hearing for sure. I feel like, you know, on the surface, this person looks like, you know, how do I say this? There's this old expression. It's like, be like a duck. So look calm and measured on the surface and paddle like hell underneath, sort of thing. And I feel like this is the energy in this card here with this person. I think, you know, above the board in public and, you know, in work and that sort of thing, they can look like this person that's got it together, you know, smooth sailing sort of thing. But underneath the surface, there's a lot of emotions going on underneath there. A bit dark and stormy, a bit tumultuous, right? Um, I was struck yesterday by this person's hand. I couldn't get over their hand. Beautiful hand. I don't know if you're really drawn to this person's hands, if they potentially do a lot of work with their hands or that type of person. They could be someone with a beard and mustache with kind of like this color of facial and hair. Yeah. There's something about this person, though. There's an emptiness within them. I feel like they feel this void within themselves and in life. I think they probably have a lot, like just by the way they're standing here. There's someone, you know, that could be in business or an entrepreneur or something like that, like, or, you know, their own boss sort of thing. But there's someone who isn't finding fulfillment in life, okay? And I think that, you know, if there was a disconnection between the two of you, it affected them just as greatly with this Five of Cups energy, where they were thinking a lot about your time together, maybe how things went down. They could be really tired. They could be struggling with depression and stuff like that as well. That's a possibility. But it's interesting. They are showing up under here, under your lessons and what Spirit wants you to know. So they are connected to you. Okay. So Spirit is, again, holding both of you and wanting both of you to take from this. Yeah. I want to say this is probably more than friendship, that both of you want more than friendship, because again, we do have a coupling of two kings and queens, right? Tell us more about this King of Cups. What would this King of Cups like to say to you? I'm curious about that. Tell us more about this King of Cups. Guys, I'm going to draw up my oracle because I was just thinking of it and then I was ignoring it. But with the cards not coming out, it just kept saying like pull out your oracle cards. These are cards that I just made. Some of them are love messages. Some of them are songs that have come to me when it involves like a stronger connection and two people that are in separation. I don't feel like the two of you are talking right now. There feels like a lot of introspection going on here. There doesn't feel like there's a lot of communication right now. If you believe in twin flames and stuff like that, you could be potentially looking at a twin flame connection. The only reason I say that is because we do have that coupling up of the king and queen, although, you know, it's not the emperor empress, but it's more about the feeling, the energies that I get off this card. And with temperance involved, to me, that's always a sign that this is a higher order relationship. This relationship isn't just one for, you know, sexual gratification or friendship or, you know, smaller lessons. This is one that carries a big punch, packs a big punch, I'm hearing. I'm having a hard time getting a handle on these cards. I don't know if you've had a hard time getting a handle on this situation, if it's been confusing for you, if it's been unclear to you at certain points, what the hell is going on. Yeah, so I'm getting here, it may have worked in another time and place. Yep. So I'm wondering if maybe this person at the time that you were last dealing with them, they may have been in a committed relationship, or they may have been exiting that, in the midst of exiting that, and it wasn't the right time and the right place, which again, I do believe I mentioned earlier on in the reading about that. with Temperance being involved and saying if the two of you had have come together at that time in the past here, it wouldn't have ended well. It wouldn't have ended well. Yeah. Let's see here. I feel like whoever they were with, very intuitive, very, very intuitive, and the type of person that could probably look right through you. Like if you knew this person, if they were to meet you, they would make you feel uncomfortable when they looked at you because they can see right through you. Okay. Is there any other messages here that this person would like to give? That could be why it was so confusing for you too, or I said, it's hard to get a handle on this, was because, at the time, if you had have felt this connection with this person and yet it didn't go anywhere, this tower comes down sort of thing, then that would have been confusing for you, especially if there wasn't clear communication, which I gotta guess there wasn't with this tower card. Or again, I think initially I did say, you heard something. So again, take that as it resonates, Kate. I just got to go with what I hear. That's all that wants to come out right now, guys. Let's get back to the cards. Sometimes it doesn't have to be big, profound messages or a bunch of them. Sometimes it's only the one message that's needed to provide a sense of clarity. We're getting a little close to being over time here. I'm trying not to keep the readings long, but honestly, especially when I'm doing intuitive reads, they really do seem to trend that way. Any other messages for Taurus? Could you tell us about this King of Cups? Any more we need to know? Or what does the future hold for this dynamic? Seven of Pentacles. Interesting. The energy that I got immediately when I pulled this card was one where this waiting, this period of waiting, this period of working on yourself is paying off, is going to pay off, which again, Two of Wands here, this waiting. With this, again, Temperance reinforces, right? Like time had to be taken out to focus on you. And I suspect for this other person too, if they were caught up over in this dynamic that was ending, you don't just walk away from that and then bounce to the next relationship. I mean, you can, but typically it won't end well, right? It always takes a little bit of time to come back from these things. But it's just like you're going to be seeing the fruits of your labor is what I'm hearing, okay? So then we've got the Three of Pentacles coming out. That was definitely in the Virgo reading yesterday. The Empress, the Knight of Swords, and Seven of Wands. Interesting. With King of Swords on the bottom. This really does, again, this Three of Pentacles for me focuses on the fact that, you've spent the time working on yourself. I don't know if you've been spending a lot of time in nature and that's been part of your healing, but there's foundations being laid here, especially with matters relating to love, where you've been putting in the work. And through this is absolutely gorgeous. You've come into the Empress energy, okay? So you are evolving. You have grown. And I feel like you might be working on something, if not just yourself, that is life-changing, that is going to bring you a bountiful harvest for years to come, especially right next to the Seven of Pentacles. Like, it's like all your hard work is paying off. I can't tell right now if this is this person coming to me, communicate something to you, or if it's you communicating to, oh my gosh, again, the words today. The Knight of Swords, it's a very swift energy. I'm just hearing, like, I'm seeing, like, exacto knife. It's exacting. It's swift and it's exacting information is what I'm hearing. It's cutting through, boy, it's really cutting through anything that wasn't clear. It's definitely communication that's going to be clear. It's going to cut right through it. What does this actually say here? Oh, right is worth the cost. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Because again, it relates back to what the Temperance was saying about you doing this the right way. Because if it wasn't done the right way, it would have fallen flat on its face and you wouldn't have been able to reproach it later. So something about this swift communication coming in, possibly something that you heard with respect to this Seven of Wands. And this Seven of Wands always gives me like Leo-like energy. Okay, Venus and Leo is what I'm getting. This is somebody who there's a bit of ego here. There's definitely someone, who's not loud and in your face sort of energy, but definitely someone who likes to be seen as, I don't know if talented's the right word. They like to be noticed. They do like to be noticed. Look it up. If you look up Venus and Leo, and if you read about how they like to be loved in a relationship, this is the energy that I get off of this card, okay? With the King of Swords at the bottom, that's interesting because it carries that same energy of the Knight of Swords where it's like cutting through it, although this is a little more immature. And I don't mean immature as in like in a bad way. I just mean it's not as polished. It's really hard to describe. It's more of a feeling that you get from that. Tell us about what this communication involves with this Knight of Swords, please. What does this communication involve towards this Seven of Wands person here? Oh, it's possible that egos could have been, if you had communication in the past, or even, I'm getting not even communication in the past, but potentially the two of you were in your ego kind of selves. And so it was potentially superficial. Things might have not been said because there was this worry about how am I going to be perceived? I want to look like the strong one. I don't want to take a risk, that sort of thing. That's exactly what it's referring to. So this again is more past energy. And with the Knight of Swords on the bottom, it could be that you could expect potentially communication to come in that's more mature, okay, without the ego and stuff. Eight of Cups. Yeah, again, Eight of Cups to me, again, in this deck, I'm reading intuitively. I'm not reading via the traditional system. In this card, it really talks to me about walking a path of finding yourself, okay? And also walking into the unknown. This talks to me, again, this is twin flamish type energy or just really strong soulmate connections. If you actually look in this card, there's pairs everywhere. So couples, 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 couples. It's almost like you had to take this journey on your own to understand love relationships and that coupling, okay? You can see the full moon up there. Scorpio, full moon in Scorpio might have been interesting for you. And again, it's walking into this like dark unknown path, but let me tell you, I'm just hearing that it was well worth it. Yeah, this was during this Five of Pentacles when you felt like your heart was broken. Your heart was absolutely broken. But again, Spirit is reminding you that it had to happen this way. And I really do feel that if you haven't already, you'll soon come to learn that this path happened for a reason, that there were lessons learned along this path that you needed to understand and to know and explore further so that potentially you could come back together with this person, okay? I haven't seen any like reuniting energy here yet, so I don't think that's happened. With the Chariot here and the Hermit, again, I'm pretty darn sure this came out in Virgo's reading. Yeah, a lot of similarities. With the Chariot, this is forward motion, but it's very slow, okay? It's very, very slow. it almost feels like Spirit saying that there's still some more work to be done going inwards for both parties. Both of these parties need to get more illumination around something. They need to spend some more time on their own before they can come together. Yeah, there's more healing to be done for these two parties. So you're not going to be reconnecting with this person, you know, in the next, let's say, week. There's still something else that needs to be done, but don't be discouraged by this, because Spirit's saying it's still moving. It's moving slower than you would like, but it's still moving, and there still needs to be some time to receive illumination, especially for one person. It could be the masculine in this relationship because it's on the right hand side. So this masculine might need more time, yes, to get out of their ego, to drop that ego a bit and do some more healing. Okay, this is what I'm getting. The Page of Swords. Yes, exactly. The masculine in this relationship is still learning. But it's interesting because they have been spending a lot of time on themselves. They've been exploring the shadow aspects of themselves. It's, you know, the prickly parts of themselves I'm also hearing. And this is seeding out. So what they've learned, the illumination that they've received, they've been an excellent student, I'm hearing, okay? Student in life. This is sowing the seeds. And it reminds me, I just heard that song, Sowing the Seeds of Love. So who sings that? Is it Glass Tiger? Look it up on Google. Seeds of Love. I'm just going to write that down. But that's what I'm hearing, okay? So, you know, it's, again, hold on, guys. It sounds like this is probably coming. This person has done a lot of work. They graduated, but there's just a little bit more that needs to be done. And I don't know what that is for that person. Or potentially this is you. Switch it around if this feels like you. Eight of Swords, I see. Yes, they've learned a lot. I'm just hearing they've learned a lot about themselves, but they still feel a bit caged. What they're not realizing is that they can stand up, pop the top open on here, and fly away. Okay, so they're still kind of stuck in this, a bit of this energy where they're not able to stand up and be free. Okay, they still need to spend some more time working on that. The King of Wands, beautiful. Yeah, I'm just really being drawn to, back to this card here. I feel like given more time in this situation and this person spending a little more time in learning that they don't have to be a victim of their circumstances, they're going to move from this energy here into this energy here. Okay, this is the same person, but this person, they beat to their own drum, I'm hearing. They've got a lot of passion. They're not scorched by it. Like, this is a healthy ego. This is a healthy balance. This is an individual who is quite magnetic, who is, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, it just, there's a confidence here. And it's not being sought by showing off to others and needing that Venus and Leo needing the admiration of others and people to, oh, look at you, you're, you know, oh, how handsome you are. And, you know, oh, look what you can do sort of thing. It's like this person is finding their inner confidence, right? They're not looking externally for it. They've received it from within themselves. And this is what this person is learning. Okay. So again, Spirit's telling me, it's drawing me back up to the Temperance. You must understand that just as you've gone through your journey and learned things about yourself and it's well worth it, this person has to go through this, because if the two of you had to come together when they were still in this energy, it was not going to be healthy. Not healthy for them and not healthy for you. Okay? Yep, Ace of Wands. Look at all the aces we keep getting at the bottom of the deck at a minimum, right? I actually don't know if we received, well, we think we got the one. Oh, we got the Page of Pentacles, okay? So, you know, aces are new beginnings. They haven't happened yet, but they're showing up at the bottom of the deck, which means it's coming. But this person just needs more time. This person's probably slow and steady, right? This person doesn't like to rush. If you push this person, it backfires, okay? It backfires big time. All right. Anything else we need to know before we close this reading up? 40 minutes. I am so sorry, but it had to be this way. Had to. Way too many. what I am being drawn to is a Three of Swords here on the back, okay? So heartache, the Knight of Pentacles. Again, very slow energy. I would not be surprised if you're dealing with another earth sign Taurus. I wouldn't be surprised at all, or if you've got earth in your chart or something like that. This has taken time. Healing their heart has taken time. And possibly taken time for the both of you. Ace of Cups, new love coming in, right? We talked about those aces. The Magician, you manifest these new beginnings, right? You manifest it. Interestingly, the Magician energy generally holds Gemini and Virgo. So again, here's that Virgo energy popping up. Ace of Pentacles. What was I just saying about the aces being at the bottom of the deck and it's not quite time yet? Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, right? So love, stability, death. This is transformation. This is something that you've both already been through, is what I feel. Huge transformation in matters of the heart, I'm hearing. Ten of Swords. I think you and or this person has had a lot of things thrown at them. They've had a lot of responsibilities. Guys, this is so weird. It is so similar to the reading yesterday that I did for Virgo. It's kind of creepy, like as far as these cards go, because there's this guardedness and someone feeling like, you know, they can't let people in, is what I got from that card. Okay. The Sun, this is how they would see you. That's what I got yesterday. Holding something dear, nurturing it. I feel like this is self-love. I feel like this relates more directly to you, of you being able to work on yourself and grow, okay? And really holding that dear and treating yourself just right. The Nine of Wands, after being hurt in love, it's like the two of you, after all that you've been through, there's all these battle scars, the two of you still believe in love, which is a really beautiful thing, because it would be really easy to give up and not believe in love again, right? And then Wheel of Fortune. There are things going on behind the scenes that you don't see, that are divinely guided, that are driving this connection, that it's driving not even this connection, because it's not even about that. This is about two people. And what reading did I talk about yesterday where I say two halves become whole? Whatever reading that was, it might have been Aries. You might want to check that out, because it's that same sort of energy here, where it's like there's things going on behind the scenes so that the two of you can grow and come into your own, and then come back together as two wholes, right? So instead of two halves becoming one, you're coming together as two wholes to create magnificent things in life. Taurus, I'm going to have to leave it there because it's run so long. If you liked this reading, if it resonated with you, please be sure to hit the like button, share and subscribe with others so we can continue to build on this amazing little community that's forming. I love hearing all of the comments you guys have. To see likes is helpful, because I know that, you know, the material is resonating with at least one other person out there, right? It's my sincere pleasure to do this. It's a lot of fun for me, and I hope to continue to keep doing it. Rocking this out. Taurus, you have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.